Welcome back to Better Vision, the channel dedicated to holistic self-development through books. Have you ever wondered why, when faced with the same circumstances, some people bravely overcome challenges while others crumble? Why do some individuals seem to attract good fortune, living a life of ease, while others remain trapped in endless pressures? And most importantly, beyond the societal masks, preconceptions, and fears that obscure the light of your soul, who are you truly? How can you create a destiny filled with happiness, bringing immense joy into your life effortlessly? To answer these questions, today we will continue our exploration of inner architecture through the book Innerengineering by spiritual master Sadhguru. If part 1 of Innerengineering introduced you to the journey of discovering the foundational bricks for building your mental tower, helping you step into higher dimensions of life, starting with self-reflection, understanding your hidden power by escaping dualistic thinking, and consciously mastering your body by aligning with the sun's energy, balancing yin and yang through diet, rest, and sexual activity. Then today's part 2 is the staircase leading you to the top of that tower. There, you will see the full panorama of your life and pick up the pen to redraw your destiny. In today's part 2, we will learn how to master the mind, shining the light of consciousness into the deepest corners of the subconscious, which dictates 90% of what you perceive as your natural actions. Next, we'll explore how to control the flow of energy and how ancient wisdom and the science of yoga converge on a single truth: balanced energy transforms destiny. Finally, we'll take a holistic view to design your fate. This isn't about vague prayers or wishes, but about the methods of spiritual science, where body, mind, and energy intertwine like 3 strands, weaving the tapestry of a life overflowing with joy. This isn't a book that teaches positive thinking or chasing passions. It is a detailed guide to help you return to yourself, to the one who masterfully controls their body, directs their mind, refines their energy, and witnesses the universe responding to you in the most miraculous ways. Prepare to shed invisible chains, see through the true nature of life, and rewrite your life story from the very first line. Destiny is not a predetermined hand of cards, but an exciting game where you have the power to choose, change, and awaken. Now, let's listen to Better Vision's second summary of the essence of Innerengineering. The first part of this series continued from the content of a previous video. If you haven't seen it, you can listen to that first to gain a more comprehensive understanding before diving into today's episode. Mastering the mind asterisk. In modern society, humanity faces a paradox. The more we think, the less happy we become, and the further we drift from the pristine essence of life. Yoga reveals that the root cause of your suffering lies in the imbalance within the mind's structure. According to the yoga system, the human mind has 16 dimensions, divided into 4 layers: intellect, memory, pure perception, and ego. The first layer is the asterisk intellect asterisk asterisk. This is the brain's capacity to differentiate and analyze the world, helping humans survive and build brilliant civilizations, from science to art. However, the problem lies in our era's overemphasis on the importance of intellect, turning education into a production line focused on unilateral thinking. The very nature of intellect is to divide. So when the whole world moves in this direction, humanity becomes adept at fragmenting, distinguishing, and dissecting everything. We divide everything into 2 parts, even atoms invisible to the naked eye are split. This fragmentation prevents us from ever fully harmonizing with anything, thus losing the experience of life's unity. The second layer is asterisk asterisk memory asterisk. This is a colossal storage unit containing all information we receive from the outside world, from parents, teachers, and societal traditions. Every person and every experience leaves its unique impression on your mind, whether you want it to or not. Like a muddied river, memory is considered society's junk heap, filled with chaotic data within your mind. There is joy, sorrow, immediate pleasure, and even toxic fragments of hatred, resentment, complaints, anger, or bitterness. As philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti once said, "Where memory dominates, their freedom and wisdom suffocate." When the intellect is immersed too long in this chaos, you become a spinning top, repeating fragments of the past, eroding creativity in a whirlpool of prejudice. Furthermore, the intellect is shackled by the asterisk ego asterisk, which is the 4th layer. It steals the mind's freedom through societal labels. In the ego layer, you have the ability to perceive and identify yourself. I am a brilliant director. I am a perfect mother. I am a failure. I am an outstanding student. I am a man, and so on. These masks gradually become flesh, making you, once immersed in this layer of perception, completely identify with the ego's constructs. Then, all your thoughts and emotions will revolve around these frameworks of ego identity. This inevitably limits your perception of the world, creating bias, and naturally, suffering will follow. Most importantly, if your intellect operates around the ego layer, it loses its freedom, and you will never be able to master yourself. Therefore, we need to understand that for the mind, intellect is a powerful tool. If it becomes entangled with memory and ego, the best way to liberate and restore freedom to your mind is to allow the intellect to immerse itself in the third layer. Pure perception, chit. Chit means enlightenment, and kai is understanding. Pure perception is the ability for unadulterated awareness, connecting humans to the source of creation. It's not ordinary perception through the five senses, which are limited and only serve survival. When immersed in pure perception, a person experiences a state of complete awakening, accompanied by natural bliss without needing external stimulation. At that moment, a major turning point in your destiny will occur. You won't need to strive, exert effort, or suffer to achieve anything. All good things will unfold at the right time. Sadhguru states that in this dimension, life always happens exactly as it should, with absolute ease and absolute freedom. So, how can we connect with the layer of pure perception? First, Sadhguru advises learning to adjust your level of pure perception, starting with sleep. The universe is composed of 5 elements: water, fire, earth, air, and space, called Akasha. Akasha is the cosmic storehouse of information and surrounds our bodies within a radius of about 50 cm. Every significant event in your life is recorded here. You can access cosmic information like ancient sages without any technology. To nurture the consciousness connected to pure perception, you need to understand its different levels, including sleep, wakefulness, and death. In essence, this world exists through your experience. If someone is not yet awakened, has not balanced their mind, and their intellect is still biased towards memory and ego layers, then during sleep, the world disappears from their experience, and there is absolutely no pure perception. But when a person is awakened, even if they sleep daily, a part of their pure perception remains, allowing the body to rest without losing wakefulness. As for death, it is a moment of transition and an opportunity to gain pure perception. If you remain awake until the end of your life, you can consciously experience death and maintain pure perception even after death. Therefore, what we can practice and change right now is to start with sleep. Sleep is essentially a temporary death. Every night you face a great possibility, becoming aware of the dimension beyond death. You can try tonight by focusing on the moment of transition from wakefulness to sleep. Don't let your phone pull you into a spiral of information before bed. If successful, you will maintain an awakened state throughout the night. Here's a small tip. Use chanting sounds, like the Om mantra, as your alarm instead of jarring rings. This action can help link you to a state of alert consciousness. And as soon as you open your eyes, focus on your breath or body sensations to activate your pure perception, instead of reaching for your phone to check for messages. Second, to connect with pure perception, cultivate the ability to understand without thinking. Is this a baseless, unscientific philosophy? Indeed, many have wondered how one can understand deeply without thinking. Modern society always elevates rational thought, viewing mental training and knowledge accumulation as measures of wisdom. We tirelessly pursue degrees, study books, believing that the more we learn, the broader our understanding. However, as Sadhguru awakened, he seemed to echo, "I know that I know nothing." The difference between knowledge and true understanding is the real issue. You need to realize that knowledge, however valuable, is merely information you accumulate from the material world and is limited. True understanding, however, is like a stream of primal wisdom, inherent and readily available in life itself. Look at a beehive, a masterpiece of perfect hexagons, where every angle adheres to intricate mathematical rules. Do bees create this miracle through accumulated knowledge like us? No, they do it entirely through innate wisdom, downloaded from the universe. Just as Leonardo da Vinci admired nature as the greatest inspiration for all inventions, the universe operates through dances from atoms to living beings. It is full of dark matter, not composed of atoms and still a mystery, and the infinity of galaxies cannot be fully comprehended by analysis. All are expressions of an invisible wisdom that our small human minds cannot fully grasp. Why do hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water? Why do you have your current shape and personality? These are questions about the nature of life that we cannot answer using science and knowledge. If we continue to be overly focused on developing our intellect to acquire more material things, you will forever forget that every cell within you holds wisdom and messages from the universe. For example, transforming food into life energy or possessing a brain 1,000,000 times more complex than current supercomputers. Humans inherently possess innate wisdom. It's simply that you've forgotten it. Psychologist Carl Jung once affirmed that intuition is a form of divine intelligence that transcends ordinary reason, and intuition is a development beyond the five senses. Therefore, learn to break free from the limitations of overthinking. This doesn't mean abandoning learning or rejecting the use of your brain, but rather shifting your perspective. Knowledge is a tool to serve material life, while wisdom is the compass that guides your soul. Erase the idea that thinking equals intelligence from your mind. Start by ceasing to identify yourself with your brain. Neither you nor I are this mind, nor are we this body. Then, allow yourself time to deeply merge with nature. Learn to listen to the whispers of the earth and sky, let your breath harmonize with ocean waves, let your eyes see beauty in a grain of sand, let your heart be moved by a green shoot pushing through cracks in rocks. Live slowly, deeply, to touch the roots of life. There's a saying that in every walk with nature, one receives far more than they seek. When you dare to let go of the limitations of words, the logical layers of thought, that moment is when cosmic wisdom flows through you. Does it sound far-fetched? But anyone who tries turning off their phone, putting aside worries, and sitting in silence under an old tree will find, as Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said, peace is not something to pursue, but the awakening to realize that it is already present. This small change can open a big door. When wisdom awakens, you will see that you are not just a speck of dust in the universe, but the universe living within every cell of your being. When thinking less, when your mind is empty, not driven by burdened or chaotic thoughts, that is when wisdom appears. This is also the state of awakened pure perception. Third, to connect with pure perception, develop your mind by wishing correctly. Surely all of us have wished and dreamed for a better life. Have you found an easy way to achieve those wishes, or are you still struggling with your goals? In spiritual science, the ability to manifest wishes is called sankalpa. When the mind reaches this state, you can create anything you desire. However, typically, the human mind cannot yet do this. To understand why, you need to know the 5 different states of mind. The first state is *** inertia ***. The mind in this state is not activated, operating close to animal instinct, creating no chaos or disturbance, because chaos only arises when intellect emerges in the mind. A person with a simple mind is also in an unactivated state, but that's not a problem. They can live peacefully, eat well, sleep soundly. Only those who think too much encounter health and mental issues. The second is the active but scattered state ***. This is when the mind is activated. It becomes dynamic but often scattered, chaotic, and lacking focus. Next is the fluctuating state ***. This is a significant step forward because the mind begins to stabilize, but can still waver between thoughts. In this state, with guidance and practice, one can reach the fourth state, focused ***. This is the state where the mind has the ability to concentrate on a single point. It becomes powerful and effective. However, even if you only reach the focused state, you may still struggle to achieve your desires. The ability to manifest wishes, sankalpa, must stem from silent concentration and also require synchronization between mind, emotions, energy, and body. At this point, your mind will be in its highest state, a conscious state, becoming a miraculous tool that helps you achieve your desires with ease, and can also create miracles and connect with higher dimensions. Sadhguru has outlined a practice to help us discover our true desires. Clearly define your wish and create a continuous stream of thoughts directed towards it. Ask yourself, Is this truly what I want? When your mind, emotions, energy, and body are all directed towards one goal, the wish will manifest. As Lao Tzu said, the universe always supports those who dare to live fully with their true aspirations. Start today by discovering what you most desire, then feel the transformation as pure perception awakens. Ancient yoga points out that there are two paths to help your mind achieve awakening, but they are not separate paths. They require balance. The first path is the asterisk Jnana yoga of wisdom asterisk asterisk, by understanding and becoming one with all. The second is the asterisk bhakti yoga of devotion asterisk asterisk, by ceasing to identify with the ego, transcending the distinction between love and hate, when there is no good or bad, and everything can be embraced with unconditional love. Devotion is understood as the yoga of love, where you can live fully, without calculation or fear, giving love most abundantly. When you embark on this path, you also understand what true love is. An inner quality, not conditional love or a transaction, as many still love only to satisfy personal needs like physical, psychological, emotional, financial, or social ones. When living with a devotional mind, you will need a relationship experience to overcome the lesson of letting go of the ego, letting go of your own arrogance and foolishness. Devotion is the fastest path to awakening. It is like a fire burning in the heart. But it is also the path that will make you live in the greatest delusion, because if not balanced with wisdom, that is, without deep understanding, devotion will turn into blindness. Conversely, if there is only understanding without devotion, without the fervent giving and inability to love all both good and bad, your life will be dry and lifeless. Therefore, to master the mind, we need to balance both paths. These methods are the foundational keys to fully execute the second step in the journey of designing and mastering your destiny. Now, we will move to the final step in this journey. This is also the most challenging step, requiring great strength within you. But here, don't let the outward difficulty deceive you. When you commit yourself to complete transformation, this path will miraculously become light and easy. Then, all burdens suddenly turn into floating clouds, each step as if supported by an invisible force. This is not magic, but the result of the harmony between conscious intention and action. Mastering energy. Next, the final part is mastering energy. To truly master energy, we need to do three things. First, turn inward to break the cycle of karma. Second, balance energy in the chakras. Third, purify the energy of the space you inhabit. So, let's go to the first part, turning inward to break the cycle of karma, the external actions that bind our lives. Your life is guided by invisible habits, from how you react to stress to automatic thoughts about yourself and the world, leading to actions you take unconsciously. This is karma, a software system programmed through accumulated actions from the past. Karma is not, as most people understand, simply the evil deeds you've done in the past, but literally, karma is action. There are three types of actions: physical actions, mental actions, and energetic actions. Every action, no matter how small, leaves an imprint on your destiny's system. When you accumulate enough of these imprints, they develop into tendencies, like a habitual pattern, and follow you throughout your life. Karma is not inherently bad. It creates structure and stability for life. Without karma, you wouldn't even know how to do the simplest things. The problem lies in allowing karma to dominate you. Freedom will be an illusion if you don't recognize karmic actions. How you think, feel, and understand life, even your posture when sitting or walking, are influenced by past impressions. From the moment you are born, your parents, family, education, friends, where you live, and the places you've visited, karma programs every aspect of your life. It remembers in your mind, in your physical structure, in your body's chemical composition, and also in your energy. All are an interconnected system. Even when you lose this physical body, karma still follows you. If your material life is truly ideal now, exactly as you wished, but your karma is still there, then this is just an illusory progress. Karma will make you a puppet of old patterns, a slave to the past. Therefore, to master energy and master your destiny, we must learn to free ourselves from karma. But liberation is not about trying to escape or eliminate it. That will only create more bondage. The best way is to rewrite that karmic software, the external actions that bind you through conscious, inward action called kriya in yoga. Kriya is the use of non-physical energy to regenerate life from within. This is a powerful path but requires high discipline. First, it requires physical discipline. If you act out of unconscious habit, merely to satisfy momentary desires, that is not freedom but still the bondage of karma. True freedom is not about doing as you please, but about being able to do what needs to be done with joy. For example, questions like, "Why can't I freely eat ice cream?" or "Why can't I eat whatever I want?" are expressions of slavery to gluttony. This is also a part of karma. Gluttony is not just eating a lot, but eating indiscriminately, excessively, whatever one desires. If your body cannot overcome this greed for food, greed for life, greed for satisfaction, then mastering energy will never be possible. Next is practicing psychological discipline. It has been said in personal psychology that all suffering stems from relationships. This is especially true when we observe the karmic cycle in relationships with others. If your psychological need to pursue life's joys is still based on the perceived lack of others, for instance, wealth is only meaningful when compared to the poor, or your success and excellence are measured by comparison with those less educated, or with lower salaries or positions, and so on, then you are still acting out of karmic comparison. Comparing and contrasting leads to striving for competition, which gives rise to envy, arrogance, and narcissism. If you don't win, it leads to suffering, inferiority, or complex. This is also the root cause of karma creating more karma. Therefore, to break the cycle of karma, you need to discipline yourself, letting go of the habit of comparing yourself to others. Start with a small exercise. Meditate for 5 minutes each day and imagine a world where there is no one to compare yourself to. If you were the only person left in this world, what would you want to do? This question will help you discover what is truly important to you, the things you need to do, not those stemming from unconscious actions driven by greed and comparison with others. Sadhguru also points out a very useful exercise for cultivating discipline, observing the cycle of karmic force within 40 minutes. Karmic force operates in cycles within each person's body. Every 40 minutes, you experience a psychological cycle. Each cycle is seen as an opportunity for awakening, helping you recognize and improve yourself. 40 minutes is long enough for patterns and habits to emerge, but short enough that you don't get lost in them. For example, set a 40-minute timer after doing something. When it stops, take 1 to 2 minutes to ask yourself, in the last 40 minutes, what emotions and thoughts did I experience? Was I distracted? Did I lose focus? Was I sitting up straight? Did I want to eat sweets? And so on. Each time you pause after a 40-minute cycle, you are accumulating awareness, gradually replacing old karmic forces with conscious actions. The second thing you need to do to master energy is to learn how to balance energy in the energy centers. These energy centers are located within the chakra system, a subtle and complex network. Each of us has a total of 114 chakras, 2 located outside the body and 112 inside. The 112 inner chakras are distributed among 7 main chakras. Each main chakra represents a different intensity of life and meaning. First, the root chakra ** is associated with our survival instinct. Second, the sacral chakra ** relates to passion and pleasure. Third, the ** navel chakra is the center of action energy. Fourth, the heart chakra * is associated with creativity, love, and connection with others. Next is the throat chakra **, which plays a role in filtering toxins, both physical and mental. The sixth is the * brow chakra *, or third eye, associated with enlightenment and wisdom. The seventh is the * crown chakra *, the chakra of unconditional bliss. In the yoga energy system, there is no distinction of higher or lower among chakras. Just as in a house, both the foundation and the roof are equally important. Liberation does not come from ascending to a higher chakra, but from the harmony and balance between energy layers. If energy is too biased towards the root chakra, a person will only be able to live by instinct. If energy is imbalanced in the sacral chakra, a person will be endlessly absorbed in passion and pleasure. However, there is currently a dangerous trend. Chakra balancing is becoming an ill-informed fad with many hidden risks. Sadhguru advises that you should only undertake this with the guidance of an experienced yogi. Balancing energy is a delicate and profound process that requires correct understanding and appropriate methods to avoid negative disturbances to the body's energy system. Start by clearly recognizing the role of each chakra and finding ways to balance them through mastering the body and mind, meditation, breath focus, building a disciplined lifestyle, and breaking free from karmic cycles. Only when your energy centers are harmonized can you truly master your energy and move towards a more fulfilling life. Finally, to master energy, you need to know how to transform energy. In the science of yoga, there is an important concept called pratishtha, which means purification and consecration. This is a process of energy transformation, converting matter or space into higher, sacred forms. But it differs from the popular notion that these are superstitious rituals. Think about it. If we turn earth into food, we call it agriculture. If we turn food into part of blood and flesh, we call it absorption and digestion. If we turn blood and flesh back into earth, we call it cremation. So why is the purification and consecration transforming the body, including the physical body, mind body, and energy body, along with the matter that exists with us in space, into a place of higher energy considered superstition? This is a question posed to break your old patterns of perception. Consecration is not superstition, but the science of vibration. When you master your body and mind, your energy naturally becomes a tool for purification. Living in a consecrated space is a blessing, like drinking water from a pure spring. Every cell is nourished by high-energy vibrations. When you are in a consecrated space, your entire lifestyle becomes completely different. So, is there a way to consecrate and purify space? People often do this through chants, sounds, mudras, hand gestures, geometric shapes, and various materials. However, this requires time, energy, and focus to maintain. Otherwise, it won't be effective. For instance, some temples in India performed consecration improperly and did not maintain it regularly, so people living nearby were affected, even having their energy drained. The purpose of building temples is to purify the space, allowing people to come, sit, and absorb the energy of that space. But today, most temples fail to do this. People come to pray, bargain with deities, kneel, then stand up. This is completely meaningless. After more than 30 years, Sadhguru created the Dhyanalinga, a method of high-dimensional space consecration and purification, transforming it into an area where all chakras operate at their highest level. People in this space don't need to perform any rituals, but can still transform energy in the best way. Sadhguru has a wish: to use this purification method to consecrate space for the entire earth, helping each of us live in a space of higher transformative energy, enabling humanity to evolve rapidly. He provides an exercise to practice energy transformation by creating simple geometric shapes combined with the 5 basic elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Use rice flour or other grains to draw a shape. At the center of this shape, place a dish full of water. In the dish, place a small lamp made from clarified butter. In the water, you place a flower. You have used water, fire, and air to create a geometric form. The flower in the water represents the earth element, and space is, of course, always present. Try doing this every evening. You will notice that the energy in the room will undergo subtle yet powerful changes. Through this method, you can enhance the energy of your home or room daily. At this point, you might ask, is self-realization truly necessary? Most people just want health, happiness, wealth, and success. Look at this with simple eyes. Don't think of it as something esoteric. It's like owning a computer. The more you understand it, the better you can use it. Your body, mind, and energy are the same. Deeply understanding your own operating mechanism will make life easier and more effortless. Miracles are not something far away from you. They are simply a deeper connection to your own life. The book also discusses important concepts in yoga, such as Kundalini, likened to a coiled cobra sleeping within your body. Everyone has Kundalini, waiting for you to awaken this latent energy. Or Samadhi, a state of tranquility where your intellect transcends its usual function. Samadhi is an important step on a spiritual journey, but it is not the ultimate destination. Like a spiritual intoxication, it brings different experiences, but eventually you must return to a normal state. After his enlightenment, Gautama Buddha no longer engaged in prolonged meditation. Many of his disciples maintained meditation for years, but Buddha himself did not. He experienced and abandoned all 8 types of samadhi. He said these were not the path to enlightenment. Samadhi is a higher-level state that can be likened to an internal drug, requiring no external stimulants. It can alter your perception, but can also easily lead to attachment. We need to understand that even the most wonderful experiences can become burdens over time. Therefore, do not cling to anything that your body, your mind, identifies with you. Is a person who awakens Kundalini and achieves Samadhi truly you? Who are you, really? This question is for the self ready to experience a life of love united with the universe, but it also requires courage, strength, and absolute steadfast discipline. Thank you for listening. We have completed the journey of exploring inner architecture, building your own free and autonomous destiny. May both you and I be able to focus all our energy to reach the peak of consciousness. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with those who truly need it. Your connection, in any form, gives us strength to continue this journey of sharing valuable books. Thank you again, with all our love.